Every single person has this one thing in common, the desire to improve. Now, what they want to improve is more subjective and may differ from person to person. For example, me personally, I want to improve my faith, my appearance, my personality, my mental health, my physique, and so forth. Whereas another person, who I'd consider a degenerate, might want to improve their ability to drink, how much they can drink without blacking out, or how many girls they can pull and sleep within a single night. It doesn't matter what it is, every single human being wants to improve somehow. Now, speaking directly to young men, the reason why we fall in love so deeply with these video games that involve progressing a character or a world or a team, it's because it's what we want to do. We were made to improve and to grow continuously, but we never get taught how. However, I think I know how. I think I know the things that are going to improve your life. And if that intrigues you, then stick around, because in this video I'm going to be discussing the 10 most important things of self-improvement. So before we get into anything, we've got a little mini introduction to everything here. I know everything's already on the PowerPoint, but just let me read it, please. This video acts as an intro to my self-improvement content. It's going to be the first of many, because it's one of the main topics I want to be discussing on this channel. Now, in this video, I'll be briefly discussing what I believe are the 10 fundamentals of self-improvement. That means there is more things to self-improvement, there's more factors and whatnot, but I think these are the 10 most important. Each topic in this video is going to have its own video in the future, which will explain them further. So if there's a little bit of a lack of understanding, or you want to learn more, or you want to know how to implement it into your life, it's going to have its own video, each individual topic will. Now, the 3 types of improvements I will be discussing in this video are all intertwined and bounce off of each other. I can't really remember why I've put that in there. I made the PowerPoint quite a while ago, but I'm pretty sure it's important, so let's just get straight into it. The first of these 3 types of improvements are mental improvements. Now, although all aspects of self-improvement aim to improve your mental health, the next few habits and characteristics are the ones that are more focused on improving your mental attributes and characteristics. If that's a bit too fancy, basically everything focuses on improving your mind, but these ones are more specific rather than doing anything extra. These few habits and characteristics will also help you overcome any mental battle you face, which will push you to achieve your goals and stay more consistent with the other aspects of self-improvement. So as I said, these ones are going to help the rest. Having these mental improvements or characteristics, habits, or attributes, these are going to help you to stay consistent with the rest of the habits, which is a pretty big thing if you're trying to improve yourself. The first mental improvement I'm going to be discussing is discipline. Discipline is a mental construct or state of mind in which a person does what they need to do, especially when they don't want to do it. Over time, doing simple things that you can't be bothered to do, like making your bed, will push you one step closer to just naturally being disciplined. So at first, it is going to be a mental battle, a conscious mental battle of, oh, I really can't be bothered to do it. But Luca did say that thing about, what was it? Discipline. Doing it even though I don't want to do it. Because there is 100% going to be days in your life where you can't be bothered to do stuff that you need to do. If it be self-improvement habits, going to work, going to school, doing chores around the house, training, so on and so forth. There's going to be days where you can't be bothered to do the stuff that needs to be done. Discipline is what's going to push you to do it. If you get yourself used to doing what you can't be bothered to do, you will subconsciously overcome those lazy thoughts and just do what needs to be done. Personally, discipline is one of my favourite topics of self-improvement. I think it's so important for consistency. It is by far the most crucial mental attribute to have to becoming someone new, to be improving yourself, because you're not going to have motivation every single day. Discipline's what's going to get you going. And because of that, there's going to be a lot of videos on it. The second part of mental improvements is willpower. Willpower is a mental faculty by which someone is able to resist temptation and take control over their own actions. Someone who has little willpower is going to have a much harder time overcoming bad habits and staying out of destructive cycles. A big part of self-improvement is swapping out the bad habits for the good ones. Willpower is the strength to be able to resist the temptation of those bad habits. It is possible, however, to train or increase your willpower by forcing yourself to resist an urge. So don't worry and think, oh, well, I was born with less willpower than that guy. It's not fair. It's like a muscle. You can train it. You can have more willpower. You can do this by putting your favourite snack somewhere where you'll always be able to see it and fighting every urge to eat it. Like I said, I'm going to go into a lot more depth about this when I make the willpower video. But essentially, having something you love, a food that you love eating, right in front of your eyes, on your desk at work, on your desk at home, or anywhere where you know it's always going to be in your eyes, and not eating it, resisting every temptation from, oh, well, I did pay for it, and it's just going to go to waste if I don't, so I might as well. No, no, no. Lucas said about willpower, controlling myself, overcoming these bad habits. I'm going to train my brain to become stronger so that when worse temptations come for worse bad habits, I'm not going to give in. Over time, your willpower will become stronger. The third mental improvement is meditation. Meditation is the practice of limiting distractions and forcing yourself to focus on one thing for a prolonged period of time. Now, unlike the rest of the topics in this video, there is already a video explaining this in full on my channel. So I'm going to put it up on the top right now. If you're interested in it, then go and watch it. And I do just want to quickly say, I know it's titled about GCSEs, but it's technically got nothing to do with them. If you've not sat your GCSEs yet, if you are sitting them, if you've already sat them, if you're not even from the UK and you're not going to sit them, it doesn't matter. It's just because I uploaded it the day before I was going to sit my first GCSE paper and I knew it'd get more views. It was a bit of a clickbait title, but it is something that would help with exams. So, but it's not about GCSEs, it's about meditation. Now, the aim of meditation is to improve and lengthen your attention span, reversing the effects of short-form content like TikTok, Instagram Reels, Snapchat Spotlight, and whatever else, their effect on your ability to focus. Now, there is more I want to say about this because meditation is one of my favourite topics of self-improvement, but I'm going to have to try and hold myself back because, like I say, I've already got a video on it, and I don't want to let this video drag on too much. I'm trying to keep each topic short, concise, so that it's just giving you a little bit of information. So, moving on to the fourth part of mental improvements, journaling. Journaling is the practice of writing anything about your life. This can involve things you need to remember, a recap of your day, a recollection of your dreams, something you're stressing about, and whatever else. Literally just writing about yourself, whatever comes to your mind. Your journal's almost going to act as a complete brain dump where you can get everything off of your chest and everything out of your head. If you're someone who struggles with stress, it's going to help out a lot. This is going to help to improve your concentration and memory, decrease anxiety, and potentially even help you to understand yourself better. So as I've just said, if you struggle with anxiety, you've got so many thoughts whizzing around your head. I need this, but this, but this, but this, but this. Writing it down, bullet point form, mind map, a scruffy paragraph. Just writing it down, getting it out and putting it on a piece of paper where you can see it visibly makes a massive difference. Okay, the fifth part of mental improvements, and I know, the mental improvements are dragging out, but self-improvement's a very, very mental game, so there's going to be a lot of mental parts. Just stay with me, there's only two more, and then it changes, chill out. It's reading. Reading is a basic practice which we get advised to participate in from a young age, but schools often put children and teens off of the idea of reading by making it seem like a boring chore, leading to them not taking it into their adult life. One of the first things you do to aid a child's brain development is read to them. The less you read, the less you develop. As a child grows up and continues in their growth, they start reading more and more complex books, smaller pictures, smaller words that are written smaller but bigger words, until like 15, 16, and you're kind of expected to just pick up reading for yourself after leaving high school, but the books you've read you're not interested in. You don't care about them, and the people that do end up, stereotypically being smarter than the people who don't. There's a reason for that. Your mind doesn't stop developing. It's not like once you finish puberty, oh, that's it, everything stops. Your mind never stops, and if you stop feeding it, then it will. That's why in old age people become so forgetful. They start doubting themselves, they start feeling stupid, because they've lost a lot of mental strength because they stopped training the muscle. They weren't challenging the minds. They weren't reading. If you don't really know where to get started with reading, you can read to learn by getting a book on a topic that you're interested in, or you can read to pass time by reading a book that has an enticing or enjoyable story. The same way that you'd watch a film or documentary. You'd watch a film to pass some time while you're eating or while you're on a plane or whatever else. You watch a documentary because it's interesting, you're learning about it. Reading's the same, except there's less, we'll talk about this in later videos, dopamine. There's less buzz. Whoa. It's boring. Looking at a page, it's not stimulating your mind. But what it does stimulate is your imagination. Strengthening your ability to imagine things, improving your mind's ability to do what it's supposed to do. think. I did jump the gun. I've already said part of this, but the second part is very important, so I'm not going to leave it out of the video. Reading fuels your brain to continue developing even in old age. It improves your imagination, broadens your vocabulary, increases your understanding of the world and the people in it, all while giving you something to do, wait for this now, that isn't bad for you. Like doom scrolling, taking drugs, gooning, sleeping around, being nasty, or breaking the law. It's a good thing to be doing. I've seen a lot of people on social media recently saying, oh, well, I can't eat that, it's bad for me. Can't drink that, it's bad for me. Can't do that, it's bad for me. What the bloody hell can I do? Open the damn book, boy. Read. Reading, to me, is like a breath of fresh air because sometimes, yeah, I can't be asked to do it. Discipline. Do it when you can't be asked to do it. It's like a breath of fresh air because finally there's something I can do. I can learn, I can stimulate my mind, keep myself occupied, consume information without destroying my brain, without frying my dopamine receptors, without ruining my focus by constantly scrolling. I will admit at first it's going to be boring. Even if you do find a book that's on a topic that you enjoy, it's going to be kind of boring because you're so used to seeing bright colours and flashing lights and cool camera clips and all this and all that. And once you start getting your imagination going, you start getting it churning, the cogs are turning. You get a bit of a flow going with it. And I've genuinely been sat there reading a book and I go, whoa, wait a damn minute. This is tough. So you just have to be patient with it. You just have to let your brain develop and go and grow with it. And you will learn to love it. And like I say, there's going to be days where you don't want to do it. But if you force yourself to do it every day, as I said, discipline, this is part of building discipline, it's using discipline, it's like a positive feedback loop. It's going to continue to push you to grow and develop your mind so that when you're old, you don't end up being some sack of wrinkly, old meat. This is now the final mental improvement, so just stay with me, guys. It's socializing.
What? Socializing? Bruh, what the hell?
Cutting yourself off from people and going Sigma mode is not doing you any favours. Now, this is aimed at one specific group of people that I was once part of. We're social animals, mate. Going all Sigma mode, putting your hood up in the gym, blasting your music, not acknowledging human beings. Yeah, big mistake, mate. We as humans are social animals, right to the core. And trying to resist that, or generally just failing to be social, is quite literally going against what our ancestors spent generations upon generations and generations and generations wiring into us. Constant social interactions, trying to figure out if this guy's trying to kill me or if this guy's my brother, if this guy's this. Figuring out social environments, talking to people, connecting with people, falling in love, dying together, creating new life, new people to socialize with, raising them to be more like you or to be this. This is a social world. Just forcing yourself to be social by greeting or complimenting a stranger or just having some good friends or relatives who you can really be yourself with takes a huge weight off of your back and helps you to learn things about others as well as yourself. Me personally, I have struggled with socializing in the past, and I still kind of do. I love being in this room. You know, if I can stay in here for as long as I can because I'm not an overly social guy. You know, I don't struggle to interact socially, but I just can't be arsed. I don't really like it, to be honest. I like being in my own space. People annoy me. But I know that's not good for me at all. I know that's not a nice way to look about the world or view people. So just forcing yourself to say, oh, good morning, mate. How are you? You alright? Or complimenting someone. Your hair looks lovely today. Oh, you smell amazing. Blah, blah, blah. Your outfit's great. Blah, blah. Even if you don't mean it, just doing something nice. Just reaching out to another human being instead of putting your head down, turning music up, and going Sigma mode. You just look weird, mate. You actually just look weird. The amount of people that walk past me with their head down, look at me in the eyes. I'm not going to hurt you. So, just consider that. Now, I just looked at the timestamp. I've got to hurry up because this is dragging out. But we're past all the mental ones now, and there is only 4 things of self-improvement left. So, the second of the 3 types of self-improvement is physical improvements. Nearly said mental improvement again there, but no, physical improvements. Physical improvements are the more basic and well-known factors of self-improvement, but they do tend to have the biggest effects. Everyone knows about improving yourself physically, losing weight, putting on muscle, improving your cardio, getting stronger, learning how to fight, or eating better food, blah, blah, blah. Everyone knows about them, but it's because of how big they are. Those previous mental improvements are up here 100%. 100% up here. But in terms of your actual life, the mental improvements are probably only 40%. A lot more of it is physical improvements. Improving yourself physically uses some of the mental factors before, such as discipline and willpower, but it also improves them. So training consistently is going to take discipline. You're not going to be asked to go to the gym every day, or to go to your whatever martial arts you do every day, or whatever sport that you do. You're not going to be asked to do it every day. Discipline's going to get you there. And you're also not going to be consistent with a good healthy diet every day. Willpower is going to give you the strength to overcome those temptations. But because you're using discipline and because you're using willpower, it's training them and improving them. Like I said, they bounce off of each other. It's great. These next few factors of self-improvement don't only increase the quality of your life, which the previous ones do, but the longevity of it too. All the mental improvements just increase how good, how fulfilled, purposeful, happy, joyful you feel in the time that you're alive. These are actually going to increase the time that you're alive, which is kind of what we need this day and age, you know? So the first thing is exercise. Basic, but, needs to be in here. Physical exercise of any sort is going to benefit you. Everyone has time to participate in some sort of physical activity, no matter what. The only two exceptions I give are if you're bedbound stuck in hospital or a full-time caregiver. Otherwise, you've got no excuse. Everyone has time. Oh, I've got work. 9 to 5, 10 to 6, 8 to 2. You've got time. Look at your screen time. See how many hours you've got racked up on there. You have time to go to the gym, to go on a run, to go take part in a martial arts class or some kind of yoga class or something. You've got time. If you've got more than 3 hours of screen time, you have time. Now you can either take part in resistance training, a form of exercise you find enjoyable, or a competitive team sport. Personally, I do think all three together is best, but I don't personally have time for all three of them, so I choose resistance training. Find it more enjoyable, and I like being big. So, resistance training, the use of weight or machines, is the most beneficial form of training, but it needs to be done in a safe, effective way that suits you. Every single sport does strength and conditioning. The athletes who don't end up getting injured. Resistance training is the most important for physical improvement, life longevity, seeing progress in muscle definition, muscle size, muscle strength. Resistance training is the most beneficial, and there's no arguing it. The second one that I listed, any exercise that you enjoy, can be something as simple as going on a walk. It's meant to be a basic physical practice that keeps you fit and active while also improving your mental health. Sports is a big part of being a person. We are supposed to be mobile animals. We're not supposed to be stationary, stuck at a desk all day, or going work and then sitting on your couch all day and watching the new TV show. We're supposed to be moving. We're supposed to be around and doing things. If going on a walk, a simple sunset walk, is all you get in a day, good on you. Good on you. Just a walk, that's fine. You're getting your steps in, you're getting outside, fresh air, you're looking at all this beautiful stuff around you. Good on you. Finally, the purpose of participating in competitive team sports is to replicate an ancestral sense of competition and teamwork. Now, out of the three, this is the only one that I don't do. I'm in the gym consistently every day, resistance training, and I am also doing an exercise that I enjoy in doing that because it is something I enjoy. But, I'll also go on a walk every now and again. But I don't compete in team sports. I don't participate in competitive team sports, which isn't exactly great. As I said, I need to hurry up. This is going on too long now. I'm sorry, guys. But this is stuff I can talk about for ages and ages and ages, and that's why each one's going to get its own video, because I can go on about it for a long ass time. Now, second physical improvement is diet. What you put into your mouth isn't just about being skinny or being fat, and the same goes for physical health. Physically healthy does not mean, oh, I'm at a healthy weight that my body likes. I got belly rolls. You can see my ribs. Health isn't determined by your appearance, realistically. Yes, it's a pretty clear sign, if you're very, very skinny, you're morbidly obese, you're not healthy. But being healthy goes beyond your body fat percentage. It's nutrition, it's your brain health, your organ function, your muscular function. They're the more important telltale signs of a healthy person. Now, you have to be providing your body with the nutrients it needs to function, or else you are literally making your life unnecessarily more difficult and miserable. It's like trying to drive a car with diesel. It's a petrol car. Why are you putting diesel in the car? You're giving your engine something that it doesn't need, something that doesn't work for it, something that actually is bad for it. Stop putting stuff into your body that you know isn't benefiting you. Eat stuff that you know is good for you. And like I said, there's going to be a diet video where I'm going to be talking about the things that are actually nutritional, taste good, and the ways you can get them into your diet and whatnot. But I just had to cut out a bit because I just spent ages talking about this. Let's try and keep it simple and short. The main worries about eating clean and healthy consist of cost, not being able to enjoy yourself, and staying consistent. Can be pricey. A lot of people, for some reason, think that eating healthy isn't enjoyable, but it is, because healthy food does actually taste nice. But obviously, there's no more drinking, there's no more eating kebabs, Chinese, the chocolate bars, crisps, all this and all that. And staying consistent with it. Consistency comes down to willpower, fighting off the temptations to eat the bad food and eat the good food instead. But I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, that you're actually interested in improving yourself, taking care of your body and mind, and aiming to be the best version of yourself. If you've made it all the way this far, good on you, because you clearly want to do something about yourself. You clearly want to make something of yourself. So I don't exactly think that making some budget cuts, losing a bit of enjoyment to do with food, and staying consistent is going to be a big deal for you. But it is something I struggle with. I'll own up to it. Diet is one of them where I struggle. I can go clean very easily, but as someone who is still bulking, it's a lot easier to just top off my daily calories by getting some pastries in, getting some chocolates in, or some crisps, or maybe having a takeaway when my family have one. But as I get older, it's going to be improved. It's something I'm working on. It's self-improvement. It's not immediately improved, self-improvement, constant improvements. The final physical improvement is goal setting. Technically, it's a mental thing, but as we saw, there's enough mental improvements as it is, and it's a physical action. I could have put journaling in physical for the same reason, but it's a physical thing that you're doing. So, goal setting is a useful practice that provides motivation and clarity in what it is that you're working towards achieving. Setting goals separates mindless and aimless work that is done with the hopes of something happening and work with direction and purpose. If you're not setting goals, like you're going to the gym without a goal in mind, or I ask my friends, what do you want to look like? Oh, I don't know, I just want a bit of muscle. And what's the point in going? Like, you're going to the gym and you don't know why, you don't know what you're aiming for. If you've got something to go for and you can see how far away that is, and you need to work so hard, it's going to get that fire in you. Oh my gosh, I need to get there before this point in time. I've got to get there. It's going to motivate you. And it's also going to give you a sense of direction and purpose of somewhere where you actually need to go to work towards. Goals can be the big things, like a PR in the gym or a milestone in your business, but it can also be the little things, like a certain amount of work completed in a day, showing up to the gym, or doing something nice for someone. There is obviously the big goals. That's what everyone thinks when they immediately think of goals, like a certain physique by a certain time, certain body fat percentage by summer, get a PR before the end of the month, or making so much money this month in your business, getting so many subscribers on your channel, getting so many followers on your TikTok or Instagram. Things like that. Big, obvious milestones. But a big part of self-improvement is the little steps, the little progress, the little goals. Like just showing up to the gym, giving that bit of consistency, disciplining yourself, doing what you don't want to do, doing it anyway. Okay. Little things, little goals, don't need to be massive. You can just set little goals for yourself, like tomorrow I'm going to do this, this, this. I woke up today, I'm going to do this, this, this. Do it. You're going to feel amazing. That dopamine, that long-term gratification rather than the short-term gratification, something else I'm going to talk about in future videos, is so much more fulfilling and keeps you going in a much healthier way that's worth doing. Now, on to the last part of self-improvement, the last of the three types. Third type being spiritual improvement. Looking back on it now, I don't think the deep red was a good idea. It's kind of screaming evil at me, but it's whatever. Spiritual improvement, this is where I might lose a lot of you guys' attention, hence me leaving it until the end, because it's something you may not believe in. A lot of you might not believe there's a soul, and the part of improvement you also might not believe in. I do just ask that if you're still here, you've made it this far, please just stick around until the end of the video to at least see if you're interested. As mentioned in the intro, all three types of improvements I've discussed are interlinked, meaning the practices listed in the previous two types do also improve you spiritually. Disciplining yourself, practicing willpower, journaling, meditation, training, they're all good for your spirit. But in terms of direct spiritual improvement, the biggest thing you can do is have faith in Jesus. Jesus doesn't ask us to be perfect. That's a very, very big misconception, that we need to be this good as gold thing that we can get into heaven. He doesn't ask that. We go to him to become clean of our sin and to become as close to being as perfect as possible, or as we Christians call it, as Christ-like as possible. He changes and transforms you from within so that the life you want to lead and the person you want to be shifts and becomes more innocent and objectively good. For example, you may want to improve yourself out of spite for others, wanting to be better than someone else, or wanting to get revenge on your ex, or wanting to get stronger so that you can hurt someone. Whereas God's going to change that desire in your heart to be better for yourself. Doing good things with negative motivation is pointless, because not only is that negative motivation going to crumble very quickly, but it's the matter of your intention. Doing it out of love for yourself, out of love for God, to glorify Him with what you're doing. That's where the improvement comes. He improves you. So there is a little bit less for you to do in terms of this, but placing your faith in Jesus, a God that you might not believe in, is quite a big thing. But this way your improvements are more stable and more likely to stay as you grow older, instead of being easily taken down by little things like a period of low motivation or someone saying something mean. Me personally, for a long time, my self-improvement was run off of hatred. Self-hatred. I hated everything about myself. That's why I was improving. But last year, God broke me down. I had nothing, no self-improvement habits, and I'm still working my way back up to the consistency I was at before. But now, I'm doing it out of self-love, out of self-discipline, out of love and glorification for God, rather than insecurity and self-hatred. That's massive, that's big, because this I can carry with me to the end of my life, whereas that self-hatred was going to fade eventually. I had to learn to love myself at some point, so that motivation was gone. And the discipline kind of was never really there. I never actually built up much discipline. I was always just doing stuff because I hated myself. It was like a sense of punishment rather than purposeful punishment. Discipline does hurt. You are kind of hurting yourself mentally, but there's purpose behind it because it's strengthening you in the end. Now, I have waffled on quite exponentially, so I am sorry if this video has been quite long, but as long as it doesn't exceed 20 minutes, I'm happy. There's obviously a lot more to say about Jesus Christ, but in relativity to this video, I'd say that just about sums it up. Now, as always, I love to do a little verse at the end of my video to incorporate scriptures to keep Jesus as the main subject and topic, or to at least close it up with the glorification of His holy name. The verse I've chosen for this video is Philemon chapter 1 verse 6. And I pray that the sharing of your faith may become effective for the full knowledge of every good thing that is in us for the sake of Christ. The sharing of my faith be effective for the full knowledge of every good thing that is in us for the sake of Christ. Sharing to you guys watching this my faith in Jesus and in these self-improvement habits for the knowledge of every good thing, the habits, doing things that we can glorify Christ with for the sake of Christ. I think that's a great verse. That pretty much sums up self-improvement to me. Spreading everything that I know to everyone else to help them improve their lives, having knowledge of the good things for the sake of Christ. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. But with that, that's the end of the video. So as I've said already many a times, every topic in this video is going to have its own video release in the future. And I want to thank you all for watching. And I hope that you will implement some, if not all, of these 10 things into your life. And I hope that they serve you well. As a beginning to my self-improvement content, and potentially a beginning to your self-improvement journey, may God bless us both and us all with a fruitful and plentiful harvest. God bless you all. Amen.